Hello and welcome into another edition of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. And the Firebirds are back home at Eldridge Park after last night's tough 5-0 loss against the YD Red Sox. But hey, today is a new day. The sun is out. And one of the things for the Firebirds they've been struggling with is their starters have been kind of digging a hole for their team. We saw Sam Laboki give up 5 runs, and then last night it was Ivan Romero also giving up 5. So, Ian, my question to you is how important is it for the starter to really set the tone?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you look at the win-loss column over the last 5 games, 4 losses for Orleans, and in 3 of those losses, the Firebirds starter has given up 3 earned runs or more. And Sam Laboki was kind of thrust into more action than he's used to seeing starting, so I think that's a tough adjustment. Ivan Romero, who has had 2 good starts this year and a little bit of a tough start yesterday against YD, you need to set the tone because we saw it yesterday. The bullpen was really good. Ryan Reeses and Chase Loomis held things together and kept Orleans in the game, but with an offense that's been struggling to drive runners in lately, the starting pitching has not set the tone. The last Orleans win, I mean, give credit to Grayson Carter in the second leg of that doubleheader against Chatham. 6 Ks in 3 1/3. He fired the team up. He helped the offense just with the energy he brought, and that was the last really good start Orleans has gotten. It was the last win that Orleans has, the last win that Orleans has.
And Ian, you mentioned it. Ryan Reeses and Chase Loomis came in yesterday, and they did their job. They didn't allow a single run. Dylan, what impressed you about those two?
It impressed me that Reeses, who is a little bit different from a lot of the arms on this Firebirds team, he's not as efficient. He's going to pick around the zone. He's going to try to get chases from the opponent's batters, and that's what he got. He got a few strikeouts. He kept the game where it was. Chase Loomis, in 4 of his last 5 innings, he's been really good, scoreless. I think he can be a big point. I think both of those guys, both a lefty and Reeses, a lefty and Loomis, really have to come up big as the season goes along.
Another bright spot last night was Eddie King Jr. He had 3 hits, a beautiful double, and he's really been struggling as of late, but I think last night's game could be that game that he really needs for his confidence moving forward.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, for somebody in Eddie King, who is really good defensively in center field and has great speed along the base paths, leads Orleans in stolen bases on the year. The offense has been a little up and down all summer long, and with Colin Tufts joining the team as of late, he hasn't seen as much action like you kind of alluded to in center field, but he's earning his way back into the lineup with a 3-hit performance in a game where the offense could get nothing going. He consistently came up in big spots. He's been pulling the ball usually the other way and towards the middle of the infield, but was pulling it towards the other side of the field yesterday. He looks fantastic. His first double of the season. Eddie King, he's got decent power. He's got a couple home runs on the year. If it can continue to show out, he has a great chance to stick in the middle of the order during a stretch run.
And you always know it's going to be a great day when you see Derek Clark's name as the starting pitcher for the Firebirds. There's a reason why he's an all-star and also the second best ERA in the entire league. How important is a strong start from Derek?
Well, this is a perfect scenario for the Firebirds. They have their best starting pitcher on the mound in a game they really need starting pitching, and they need a little bit of length, which Derek Clark gave last time out 8 days ago against Brewster right here at Eldridge. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. He was extraordinary. They don't need 7 innings again, but 5 to 6 of really good baseball from Derek Clark would be big for the Firebirds today.
And Ian, for this game, like Dylan just mentioned, it is a big game for them to win. They want to snap that losing streak. So who is a Firebird that you think really needs to step up today?
Well, I'd say Brandon Stallman, not because he hasn't been performing. He has, but I think he needs to continue to perform at the level he's at, even in yesterday's game. Multiple hits. You know, I know Joe Oyama was just named the Cape League Player of the Week, but he doesn't even lead his team in batting average over the last week outright. Brandon Stallman, 9 for his last 21, just like Joe Oyama. Stallman has been a revelation in the middle of this order. He's played a good third base as well. I really like what he's provided. Brandon Stallman needs to continue to add to the bottom half of the order because it's been an inconsistent bottom half of the order all summer long for Orleans. He needs to continue to produce.
And these Gatemen have been struggling really all season long. They're currently 5th in the West. What have been their biggest strengths and weaknesses?
Their biggest weakness has been their pitching staff. From the start of the season, they really weren't pitching very well, but their offense really was, and that was the strength of the team. In the first 2 or 3 weeks, they would put up an extraordinary amount of runs. Their games would end 10-8, 10-9. It would be one of those type of games where the over would hit every single game and when we're talking betting. But the offense has kind of cooled down for Wareham, but they still have a few good bats. Garen Caulfield, along with J.C. Colonna, are on hitting streets for these Gatemen, and you got to watch out for them. No matter what team you're playing, Chatham, Wareham, whoever, you have to play at your best to win in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
And guys, you already know what time it is. It's time for Keys to the Game. Ian, you're up first.
Well, defend home turf, right? The Gatemen have won just 2 road games all season. They won their road opener, and then they won yesterday against Bourne on the road. 44 days that you spat in between without a road win. That's unbelievable. The Orleans faithful, I challenge you to be loud. There's a lot of already beach chairs set up here. I think it's going to be a loud one. And honestly, looking at how the Gatemen have fared on the road, I think that will make a really big difference. But overall, play clean. 5 of the 7 runs yesterday for Wareham, unearned. That's unbelievable. You can't let that be you today.
I'm ready for this Phil to get Hill. And what about you?
I go to Colin Tuff. He's played extraordinary defense for this Firebirds team. Hopefully he plays good again tonight for Ianski. For me, it's him at the plate. How can he contribute in the lineup, getting his chance at an audition in the last week? What can he bring from the batter's box?
Well, this really is a must-win for the Firebirds, but stay tuned for a lot more content on the Scorching Start.
All right, let's go to war, boys. You guys can get out.
I'm now joined alongside Firebirds manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, last night after the loss against YD, what was the message to the team?
You know what, Sammy, I'm going to be super honest with you. I am not smart enough to break down a game, break down 250 pitches by the time the last pitch is thrown and when I have to address the team. So we just make some general announcements and tell them what time to be at the ballpark today. We kind of did something different today. We didn't take BP. We did some defensive stuff that we needed some review on, and it's a brand new day, and it's beautiful, and it's going to be playing a game on the Cape today.
And last night, Ryan Reeses and Chase Loomis did a phenomenal job coming out of the bullpen. How important is it having those strong relievers come in and really take care of business?
Yeah, it was good. I think it was 4 1/3, and they gave up 1 run, I believe, and super helpful, right? So you don't have to go through a lot of arms in a bullpen when you're down in a game. We were down, we wound up getting beat 5-0, but they threw the ball really well. Loomis, I thought he threw the balls as well as he's thrown the ball all summer. And Ryan Reeses, the wily vet, right, came in. He was here last summer and did a nice job. So yeah, it was great. It was great to have those guys come in and pick up Ivan, who didn't throw poorly, even though he gave up. His line wasn't great, 3 2/3. I think it was, I don't know how many hits, 9 hits and 4 runs, and but he threw the ball all right.
And Eddie King Jr. had himself a night, 3 hits with that beautiful double. How much growth have you seen from him?
Yeah, a lot, man. He's a good player. He's a good athlete. He's definitely a prospect. It was nice to see him get 3 hits last night. He's in the lineup again tonight.
And speaking of the lineup, you have Derek Clark, your all-star. Right now he has the 2nd best ERA in the entire league. What parts of his game just that you love about him?
Well, he's uber competitive. As you know, when you watch him pitch, you can tell he's very, very competitive. He throws strikes. It's from the left side. It's going to be 88 to 91. And I think he probably has as good a changeup as anybody in the Cape League this summer. So I'm always excited to watch DC pitch, and I'm glad he's pitching for us tonight.
Should definitely be exciting. The Gatemen have struggled, but they are up 2-1 in this series against you guys. What makes them still a challenging opponent?
Well, they're a team on the Cape, right? And they have good players, and in spite of their record, they're going to be good. They're going to run a good guy out to the mound, and they're going to swing the bat, and they're going to play good defense, and they're going to run the base as well. And again, I don't mean to be a broken record, but it's the team tonight that plays the best is probably going to win the game.
Well, hopefully it's the Firebirds.
Yeah, let's hope so, Sammy. YD last night, they struck out 11 and didn't walk anybody. They played better. They pitched better. And it usually starts on the mound. So when we have DC tonight and then we have Gonzo tomorrow, we feel good about these 2 nights.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much and good luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you, Sammy.
Hey, set the tone, boys.
I'm now joined alongside UC San Diego's Matt Hallback. Matt, how have you been enjoying the summer so far with the Firebirds?
Been enjoying a lot. Met a lot of good people so far. The coaches are amazing. My host family's super nice, so I've been having a really good time out here.
I know you're a West Coast kid from California, so how do the beaches stack up here on the East Coast?
I haven't been that much, honestly. We don't have that many off days, but they're nice. There's so much great white shark warning things that I get scared to go in the water, so I'd have to say San Diego beaches win a little bit, but they are nice out here.
I'm a little scared too. The sharks scare me. A few seals as well. But speaking of San Diego, you had an incredible year with the Tritons, making the All Big West first team. So why do you think you found so much success this past spring?
I can't really put one thing to it. I've kind of just worked on my craft every day. Same thing I'm doing out here, just trying to get better every day, and it stacks up, and that's why I feel like I was successful this year.
You also helped the Tritons win the first ever Big West championship. How special was that?
Yeah, that was super cool. Definitely a special season. going out there and winning in our third year at D1 was super cool, and honestly not something that I didn't think we could do it, honestly, and then, it kept clicking and kept going. We had a shot and we did it, and it was awesome.
You also have a familiar face out here, Ryan Reeses. How awesome is it to be able to have someone from the entire other side of the country out here with you in Orleans?
Yeah, it's definitely super cool. Just, obviously it's super far away from San Diego, and you get one of your boys on your team, and it kind of makes you feel a little bit more like home, so it's really nice having him out here.
Another reunion is with Joe Oyama. Last summer you were with the Apple Sox. Now you guys are here in Orleans. How great is that bond that you guys have at first and second base?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we've been around each other so long. We know each other so well. On the field and off the field, we just get along really well. So it's definitely cool to have someone you've known so well and you can just trust with anything. So it's really cool.
And you guys were both selected to be on the All-Star team. How much did that mean to you?
It was really, it was really cool. I keep saying it was really cool, but it was sick, Someone that I'm really good friends with. We got to represent Orleans together, so definitely a good time.
And this season, you really have been commanding at first base. So what part of the game, the defensive side of the game, do you enjoy?
I feel like I enjoy picking on my teammates, A lot of times, infield's hard, so they're not always going to make the best throws, and then, picking them up and just, telling them I'm there for them is probably the coolest thing I think to doing at first base.
And you have this special power of basically getting on a base almost every single game. So how much success do you think you've been finding at the plate, and what do you attribute that to?
I attribute it just to being, relaxed. I feel like that's the biggest thing I've done out here is change my mindset, being relaxed, and whatever I get, and, not tensing up and just seeing the pitch come to me. That's the biggest thing I've done out here, and, it's been working out pretty well, so I'm going to keep doing it.
You have some of the best pitchers that are pitching to you in the Cape Cod League, so do you think that's also pushing you as a hitter?
Yeah, definitely. They throw a lot harder out here, so you got to change up your timing a little bit, but I feel like I've been doing well, and I've been learning a lot, so it's definitely been a good experience.
You also told me that you were a hooper growing up, so was it a hard decision trying to decide whether you wanted to play baseball or basketball?
Not really. I mean, it was hard because I love basketball so much, and that's what all my friends did, so I had that in my life, and then I got to a point where I was good at baseball, and I was a little falling off in basketball, and I just wanted to keep playing whatever sport it was, so it ended up being baseball, and I'm happy I did it though.
And if you had to make a player comparison for you and an NBA player, who would it be?
Definitely Klay Thompson, catch and shoot player. I can dribble a little bit, get to the rim, but more of a three-point shooter. That'd be my comparison.
Would you want to be a splash bro?
I would love to be a splash bro.
And I also heard that you've been working on your cooking skills with Grayson. What's been your favorite thing that you have made with him?
We've been making a lot of egg, cheese, and bagel sandwiches and stuff in the morning, chefing up for breakfast. That's the biggest thing we've been doing. That's about all I learned so far.
Have you had the protein pancakes yet?
I tried them once, and I didn't think they were all that, so I've been sticking with the eggs.
Wow, that's a hot take. And if you guys aren't making any food, do you have a spot in Orleans that's your favorite to go to?
I like the Knack. The Knack's pretty good. Corner store is pretty good. But I go to Friends Market a lot and just grab whatever hot food they got. That's kind of like my go-to every lunch. Yep.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much and good luck today.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this edition of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. Make sure you tune in at 6:30 when the Orleans Firebirds take on the Wareham Gatemen.